Hey, what's up, 515? So we are starting our short series in the book of Psalms, just to go through a little bit of the month of June in our Bible studies before we take a break for the summer. And we are starting off with maybe the most popular psalm, which is Psalm 23. And so go ahead and pause this and read that if you need to. We're just going to go through a couple of things here. And so this famous opening line is, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And I just wanted to think through for a second the idea of what a shepherd is. And this language that they're using in the Old Testament, often thinking of shepherd as, you have your shepherd and you have the sheep. And so if the Lord is my shepherd, then it gives me the idea that I'm the sheep. And I want you to look at this video over here of a sheep. I love sheep. They're hilarious and they're really funny. And I remember a long time ago, I was listening to a sermon and this guy put a photo up just like this of a sheep, and he said, "Now is that not the most joyful sheep, the most joyful living being that you've ever seen?" And he said the reason is because that sheep doesn't figure out for itself how everything is going to go in life. That sheep isn't ridden with anxiety because it feels like he is in control of everything that he has to do, right? This sheep is being joyfully led by a shepherd that he trusts to take care of him. And that's the freedom of having a shepherd. Even though we don't always want to be the sheep, the reality is it can bring a lot of joy and it can be a lot of freedom that is coming into our life because we have God as our shepherd who's taking care of us, who is leading us, right? It says that he makes us lie down in green pastures. He leads us beside still waters, restores my soul, leads me in the path of righteousness. All these amazing things that God is going to do for us. And the reality is that's the good news of having a shepherd. You don't always have to figure everything out for yourself because he has a plan for you. He wants to lead you. And that's the duty of every Christian. And I want you to notice something, and there's more to this passage that we won't talk about today, but look at verse 3, what he says. So he lists all these amazing things, that he's our shepherd, he leads us, he takes care of us, he protects us. And look at the motivation for why he does that. It says, he leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And so this is a really important concept that I used to never read when I read this psalm. God doesn't bless us and lead us and restore us and do all these things just because he loves us. He also does it for his own glory, for his name's sake. He helps us be restored so we can share it with others, the restoration that we've seen, which brings him glory. He helps us be restored so that people can see the work that he's done in us, even though we didn't deserve it and didn't earn it. Which is why we're so moved sometimes by these people with amazing testimonies of the crazy lives that they lived before and then brought back. And so I want you guys to remember, God is for God. God is a man after his own glory, not because he's selfish, but because he's due that glory. He's earned it. It's who he is. Glory to another thing is false worship. And so give praise to God for the blessings and for the way that he leads you and shepherds you. Maybe you've just made a decision about where you're going to college. He shepherded you through that, I hope. You prayed to him. You asked for help. Give him glory for these things. So enjoy this psalm. Enjoy your questions and your groups. And I hope to see even more some of you this week as I join your group.